One of the insights that came back was that they felt less excited about Africa than you would obviously think, you would naturally think. So the question is, why is that? And if you're an SME in London or Singapore or Moscow, clearly they must know about sort of Africa's rising middle class, the disposable income, all the positive signals and signs that come out. But I think, if you look at what makes the headlines for an SME in Singapore, Moscow, London, Spain, New York, wherever they may be, they see things like Ebola in West Africa, they see disruption in Central African Republic, they see disruption in Burkina Faso, they see the terrorist activity in Nigeria, they hear and read about the various labour and union issues in South Africa. So there is quite a lot of pessimistic and negative noise around Africa, which for those of us who operate here has a different meaning than those of you who are not. So I think if you align the research that we saw, the data that we saw, plus a very interesting piece of work which was done by EY early this year around Africa attractiveness, it says that if you're not in Africa, you feel less excited than those of us who are already here. And the majority of SMEs said that they expect to derive more than 50% of their revenues going forward from international operations, so from doing business internationally, which I think is a really good sign. Then we asked, well, what stops you from doing that? What prevents you from going global? And there was three key things that came through. One was infrastructural challenges, and I think in Africa that's well documented. And this is global, it's not just Africa, but I think it's consistent with Africa. So infrastructural challenges, and that's things like airports, flights, ports, rail, road, companies like DHL, how easy is it to access the market you want to go into. The second one was cultural awareness, which is a really interesting one and perhaps one we hadn't really considered before, but what came through in the research is that SMEs who are going to go global are more likely to go global with like-minded environments to the environment they operate in. And then the third one was political stability, which I think is hugely relevant for Africa. So they want to feel comfortable that the markets they're going to do business with have a level of stability, whether that be governance, whether that be geopolitical or whatever else. So they're looking for some stability where they invest their dollars.